offline marketing strategies. Let's kind of run through some of these. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these because I know you're very familiar with them. Business cards. Yes, it's a marketing strategy. It's got your brand on there. It promotes your business. So it's a strategy. Make sure they look professional and they're easy to read. You should have your name and logo on the front, put a freebie or offer or something on the back, and you can have a call to action. Again, call me, visit my website. So go ahead and make the most of the space on a business card. Okay, flyers. Flyers, and most of these offline strategies are what I consider passive. You put them out there, and people choose whether or not to engage with them. So they're very passive. They have a low rate of return, less than 1%. People use them, trade shows and door to door. You can have them designed on Fiverr. If you decide to go with flyers, and I mean there is a place for flyers, make sure that you put photos of happy customers on there. Make a limited time offer. I would have maybe 5 to 10 results oriented statements on there. Include a testimonial and a single call to action. That's really the perfect content for a flyer. And I do know people who've used them pretty successfully. It's not for every business. If you decide to use it, make sure that, again, you don't just use it once, use it consistently and track it. Brochures. Basically, brochures are just kind of expensive business cards. If you have an offline business, you really need brochures, unfortunately, because it establishes your credibility. It's like, look, I am a real business. I have a brochure. But again, they usually, if you can put a call to action on it, I think it's great. It depends how long you want those brochures basically to last, the life of the brochure. Make sure your call to action has, a long lifespan as well. Brochures, pictures, and bullets are great. Testimonials, again, you can use Fiverr to craft them so that they look professional. All this stuff needs to look professional, and it needs to maintain your brand and be consistent. Again, very passive, but it does establish your credibility. Postcards and mailers, again, low rate of return, 2 to 3%, but if that's the type, if it works for your industry, just use them regularly. Use them like every month for a year. Be consistent. They do create top of mind awareness. So when someone's thinking about maybe a realtor they want to do business with, or a dentist, or whatever, if you've got a massage therapist, if you've got a geographic local customer base, then they can work. It'll promote your brand to get a single primary message with a really nice image and a single call to action. And you can switch these up every month. Make sure that your brand looks the same and that your messages, you have maybe 2 to 3 messages over the course of the year. Use one on each piece and a single call to action. Okay, and they can work, but don't just send them out once and say, I tried postcards, they didn't work. Be consistent, embrace it as a strategy. Networking events. Networking events. If you're going to do networking events, attend the events regularly and make sure that you learn about other people first. So what I like to do when I go to a networking event is say, tell me about yourself. This will tell you so much about people. How they answer that question will tell you a lot about their personality and how you can improve your communications with them. You might ask them, what are you excited about creating? Engage them. And then once they've talked about themselves, because what you really want to do is meet other people, right? It's not about you. It really is about them. After you've learned about them, then you can share your message, your statement, or your story. But it's about building relationships, and people love to talk about themselves. So let them and be genuinely interested and collect their business cards. Obviously, you want to hand out yours, but these events really are more important for you to collect their information, right? It's a great place to meet affiliates. And you say, hey, would you mind if I kind of kept this? Maybe we could look at a partnership someday, or you know what, I've got some great information. I've got an ebook that I'd love to send you. Would that be okay? And get their permission and add them into your ESP or your CRM and start building relationships. So networking events are extremely successful places to build your list, gain more leads, meet people, and establish relationships. And then there are also those strategic partnerships, where otherwise known as affiliates, meeting them, setting up meetings, calling them up, doing lunch. Always try to lead with generosity and think, how can I help you? Again, it's not about you as the business person, it's about them. And the more you can focus your business that way, the better the relationship will be in the long run. And it is about the long run. It's not about the short term. So be intentional when you call someone up on the phone or send them an email and say, I'd love to get together. Think about, where do you want the conversation to go? What is it that you would like to see happen in that conversation? And then be open to see where the conversation goes. Be open. Consider how you can support them. You're trying to create a mutually beneficial relationship, and this does take time, but it's time well spent. Here's some connection questions you can ask. Hey, I really loved your book. How did you get started with that? I think it's fantastic. Do you have any advice for someone who wanted to do something similar? Or, I watch your videos and I just feel this so comfortable when I watch you. How do you do that? Do you have some advice for me? Or the way you dress is always so classy. Do you have any fashion advice for me? Or, whatever. Make these your own. These are just ideas. What pushes you to face and succeed against your worst fears? Who do you think helped you the most in your success? I really want to help others, but I'm always afraid that maybe I'm not enough. What are three main things you recommend focusing on in this industry? These are great questions to really open up those relationships. Be authentic, be honest, be transparent. Don't have a hidden agenda. You're talking about a strategic partnership here, and you want to learn genuinely about other people and decide whether or not you want to do business with them, and they're making the same decisions while they're talking to you. Again, it takes time to establish true relationships. Always send thank you cards. Try and send thank you cards once a week. Who would you send them to? There are always any number of people I'm sure that you're grateful for in your life and that you can send a thank you card to. And a single handwritten thank you card will do amazing things for your business. There are online services that can personalize thank you cards for you that people seem to really love. I've never used it, but it might be something you want to look into. And remember on your partnerships to add them to different email lists that you have and stay in touch. Stay in touch on a regular basis. For those high-end connections, maybe you're trying to connect or you really, really, really want to connect with someone who is, quote, I don't mean this in the wrong way at all, who is above you, further along than you in your business, or your potential like ideal customer, right? And you really want to meet with this person. This is a strategy that I've heard people have had a lot of luck with. Consider giving them a sequence of memorable, funny, and inexpensive gifts. Be creative. Maybe like you have a sequence of 10. Send them an offer to meet with each gift. And if you do this long enough, you will probably have 100% conversion, meaning that person will eventually say, all right, I've just got to meet you. You've gone over and above board. You have my attention. Let's talk. Okay, so just a thought. If you've got someone that you really, really, really want to meet, that's one way to go about it. Okay, other offline marketing strategies. Press releases. Press releases are great. They give you free publicity. You must have a news angle. There must be something, and you can come up with some kind of an angle. Maybe it's based on the seasonality. Maybe it's tax season, or it is after the first of the year and people are dieting and exercising, or it's graduation time and kids are leaving home, and whatever it is. Think about your business, think about the season and how you can approach that, and keep your press releases short and focused. For any of these tactics, there's more information. I couldn't possibly get into every one of these in detail, in depth, without it being like a 12-hour lesson. So if you're interested in press releases, go ahead and do the research out there. What are the best practices for press releases? Same thing with TV and radio interviews. Think about, what does your perfect customer watch or listen to? If you're interested in playing in TV and radio, it's fantastic. Have a short package prepared, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, where you know exactly what you want to say. You're going to come across as a professional, and these are the 3 things that you want people to know about, your industry, or think about it educationally. Have a short bio prepared. You could find people in your market who've already done this and take them to lunch. Never, never, never pay to be in a news show. You're not often going to get sales from it, but it gives you incredible credibility. And then you can put their logo on your website and people look at you as an authority. And it really is a fabulous, no cost way, other than your time, to build your business. And if this is an area that you want to play in, embrace it and do it big. And okay, print and broadcast advertising, holy cow, you're talking, media and radio and cable, and there's just all kinds of options out there. The key to all of those is repetition, repetition, repetition. Again, don't do it once and expect results. It'll never happen for you. I'm not going to get into all the ins and outs of doing print and radio and things like that. If you have any questions, let me know. That was my background for a long time, and it's absolutely what I did. So I know, a lot about it. It certainly can be beneficial. It can be expensive, but it can be a great investment. If that's a way that you want to go, do your research, ask me more questions, and just be in it for the long term. Don't just do it once. I want to talk though about live events. Again, live events are great because you can only use them for lead generation, but for nurturing. So you already have people on your list, and then you can invite them to a presentation that you're going to do. Similar to a webinar, but this is live and this is in person. You can also do direct sales. So for those of you looking to build your businesses quickly, webinars and live events, I think, are the really best ways to go. With a live event, I schedule it 8 weeks out, market it, market it, market it. Contact any clubs, any organizations, any church groups who would have interested members. Get the word out there, any affiliates. You can book a very small conference room at like Olive Garden or use your living room. A lot of money is made in living rooms. Think small at the beginning. You're not going to fill a room with, 50 or 100 people the first time out. If you had 6 or 8 people in a living room, you're doing great. Okay. You'll get referrals from those people. You'll build your credibility and this will grow. Live events are a great way to build a business if you are committed and dedicated to building basically a signature talk and that leads directly into an offer that people can't refuse. And if you've got the right people in the room, you can make a lot of money doing live events. And I really, really recommend it. If that's something that you like doing, then do it and get out there and be giving, 2, 3, 4 live events a month, and you'll be making money quickly. Really great way to go. Expos and trade shows, you can get lots of leads very fast, very quickly. And the booth, of course, needs to look nice, but the person is more important. You want someone, and you can hire people to man a booth for you or staff a booth. And the person in front can simply stand there and hold, flyers. And as people are walking by, they can hand out the flyers and you kind of engage them. And if someone takes it and they're like, thank you, and you say, you're welcome. And maybe they would start engage you in conversation. And there you go. That's how you engage people. Obviously, you would collect cards for some kind of a drawing, and cards are leads, right? So you give something away, put them on your mailing list. Again, you want to be upfront about that and say, here we're doing this fabulous drawing for an iPad, and then you'll also get, regular tips and a newsletter and strategies from me or whatever. But you need to be upfront about the fact that they're going onto a mailing list, and they might still opt out, and that's okay. But just be upfront. You can sell items at expos and trade shows, but usually you're going to sell lower ticket items on the spot. Those are our offline lead generation marketing strategies.